Thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We got one viewer in here. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to drop a chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking. We got two viewers in here. Thanks for popping in. Make sure you drop a chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking. There's not many people I think out there that can defeat Luffy. I think that if we're looking at the current One Piece story and the has he grown too strong already? Thank you for dropping the chat. I really appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. I really don't think so. Recently, I touched on what I think is going to be the next evolution of hockey, and it's really what we're seeing happen, play out right now in Egghead Island. If you're not fully caught up, um, I really don't want to spoil, so, I'm going to keep talking about this, but if you're not caught up, maybe click away. But what I think is happening is it's a hockey ability that Saturn is using to summon the rest of the Gorosei to the island. I think it's similar to when Shanks used the Wi-Fi hockey on Green Bull at the end of Wano. I think it's just on a completely another level of strength because of what, the Gorosei are just capable of, given their, theorized age, and so many other different things. I think that, it kind of makes sense that there's like another level to hockey that we haven't seen yet that Luffy is going to take it to. And, I think that that's just what's going to happen. Let me know what you think of that. Thank you for the chat though. There's just so much that there's just so much more that Oda can really do with Luffy's strength at the end of the day, and with the power scaling of One Piece. I mean, with the amount of off off screen action characters like Blackbeard and stuff have gotten, I think it just makes sense that he would um, that there would be more, strength development and more room for him to grow in the One Piece story. Another thing I'm kind of thinking when it comes to the power scaling in One Piece is that um, we really haven't seen a lot when it comes from the Marines in One Piece. I think that the Marines are an organization that their ranks. I think we used to have one understanding about them. When we think about characters such as Smoker, started out as like a captain or whatever, he slowly made his way up, slowly but surely. But he's kind of stagnated at his current rank. I think he's a vice admiral currently. I think that what happens in the Marines is that your rank directly corresponds with your hockey ability. I think that Egghead made this pretty clear when we see um, the Marines issue the order that everyone below whatever rank needs to leave before Saturn arrives on the island. And how did he arrive on the island? As I said, through a hockey ability. All right, I think all this stuff just kind of ties together, and I think it makes a lot of sense that there would be this that hockey is this like base for power in the One Piece universe, and that is what is needs to level up in order for other characters for for their strength to level up and become stronger. Uh, I recently was thinking about people like Brook and why he hasn't gotten hockey yet. I think this is why Oda hasn't given characters like him hockey. Um, and even like Robin, I'm not even sure if we've seen her use it to an extent or even at all yet. I think that this just shows that Oda is leaving something on the table for us to still explore and to still get into, and I think he wants to leave it open for us before nailing it down what he wants to do with the future of hockey. I think that there is so much that he can do and so much that he will do. And I think what we're seeing right now in Egghead is just the tip of the iceberg of the next generation of hockey in One Piece. Let me know what other questions you guys think about One Piece, who can defeat Luffy, other strong villains you guys think might have a chance. Always appreciate all comments, everyone tuning in. We'd love to see it. One thing that I really wish that Oda would explore more in One Piece when it comes to some of the strength is truly the role that Buggy and the Cross Guild will play in the final arc. I think it's clear that they will be contenders for the One Piece. I just don't think that it's fully believable yet that they will be the ones who get it. I think a lot of people kind of agree with me on this point, and they think that there is not a lot of there is not too much more that Oda can do um, with Buggy without it solidifying that he will be the Pirate King. I mean, we know that that's what Luffy wants, but Luffy also has another dream. All right. I think that there is a chance that, somehow Buggy ends up becoming the Pirate King for some short period of time for whatever reason by some technicality, but given the current state of a lot of things, I just don't see that as too, I don't know, Can he defeat Kuzan? That's a really good question. And I agree, he has been very impressive against Kizaru. I think that one advantage that Kuzan is going to have above Kizaru is that Kizaru simply, as he stated earlier in Egghead, I'm simply a cog in the machine, is what he said. He doesn't see himself as anyone who's too influential, too powerful. He knows his place, and he's made that clear throughout the entire story. Um, but Kuzan now, in his current role, is almost in an exact opposite situation. He is someone who's embracing what he wants in his life now and is out there exploring. I think that through his connections with Blackbeard, Blackbeard clearly knows someone. This has been pretty established for a while that there's some connection he has, one person, one mentor, who pretty much taught him everything he knows about devil fruits, about a lot of things in the One Piece world. And this knowledge has almost definitely been passed down to Kuzan. When we've seen Saturn fighting Luffy in chapter 1109, we kind of see him when he gets struck by Luffy, he kind of like boomerangs around, I think is the best way of thinking about it, and kind of uses Luffy's like effects against him almost. I think that Kuzan and Blackbeard and whatever knowledge that potentially he has could tie into this, and could play off of and maybe build on the on Kuzan's knowledge and give him greater ability to defeat Luffy or give him a more difficult time later on in the future. But I really don't actually think the Blackbeard Pirates will be the final enemies in One Piece. I think that the Blackbeard Pirates are going to be more of like standing in the way between something. And they've kind of been doing that a very long time in One Piece, but what I'm meaning more in particular is they're going to block the path of something, potentially getting to Laugh Tale, and by doing this, they will then be defeated in that way. We know that Blackbeard isn't going about getting the road poneglyphs in what could be considered like an honorable way. He's not going to the island and getting them. He's just defeating people who have road poneglyphs and then taking them from them. But I don't think this takes away too much from the fact that he still has them. I think it just shows that there's maybe he serves a little bit of a different role in the One Piece universe. We're starting to see a little bit more with the world government talking about him now, so I don't really want to start to speculate too much about the Blackbeard Pirates, because I think we're going to see so much more coming in the next few chapters, and I think that we should just leave it open and not get our hopes up and then get them disappointed, or any possible thing that tends to happen. One thing that I really think is that Kuzan becoming a pirate is interesting. I think that a lot of people kind of see that as him switching sides and betraying the Marines. But I think we need to look at the situation that led to Kuzan leaving the Marines. When he left, it was after he was defeated by the current fleet admiral, and that level of embarrassment paired with the level of dishonesty and immorality within the world government, it's no wonder that he decided that then would be the right time to leave. The last chance of what he felt like was probably the only way he could leave, or to make an impact, a positive impact on the world government and the Navy and the world, was taken away from him. And I think that that's just terrible. But I think it shows that he decided he had enough and decided that he needed to go about doing whatever he wanted in a different way. And now he's doing that. I think it's really great, and I think it really shows the level of detail that Oda is putting into some of these characters and the level of nuance into their actions. Kuzan is someone who's been a consistently strong person since the very beginning of One Piece, and Oda has just made it clear that there is so much knowledge and wisdom that he has, and so much and so much of like a true sense of justice that is much more closely aligned to Garp. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because he was trained by him. There's just everything lines up in One Piece, and that's just how it's meant to be. Oda has very meticulously thought all this stuff out. I mean, everyone knows that. Um, but there's just so much more that is going to be explored. And we are reaching the end of One Piece. If you watch my video titled "The End Is Here," I kind of go into some of the reasons why I think that One Piece is reaching its final moments. It can't keep going on forever. Everyone knows that. But specifically, what's happening right now in chapter 1109, it really shows that there isn't just an indefinite future for One Piece. There is a higher level of strength that characters possess that they are now putting into action, and there's almost nothing that we know they can do right now to stop it. The Giants are going to be essential at this point in the story because they possess ancient knowledge that will be important in terms of defeating the world government, or at least like, slightly stopping them, making it harder for them to do whatever. It it's just like there's just not it's just a lot of people really are thinking because the story has been 1100 chapters so far that it can be 1100 more, and that's the problem with the way a lot of people have also watched and read One Piece is they haven't enjoyed the journey. They've just seen the destination of being caught up. All right. And it's like it's kind of ironic, but it's true, and it shows that everything in One Piece has not been about just reaching the One Piece. Think about all the changes and the impacts that Luffy has made on the world up until now. Would finding the One Piece without having done any of that have the same level of impact? The answer is no. It's just across the board no. Nothing anyone could say to me to try to convince me that this is the case. No, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I think that there's a lot of reasons that Oda will continue to develop some of these characters and some of these thoughts when we go into the future. But we're kind of reaching the point now where people's characters are pretty established. I mean, think of like people like Sanji, Zoro, Usopp. I mean, how much more can these characters grow? How much more as a swordsman can Zoro grow before he becomes capable of defeating Mihawk? All right, if you ask a lot of people right now, they would say that they're probably on equal levels. All right, I think that's debatable, but it could be argued if we're looking at characters like Usopp. He's ready to meet his dad, and his dad is afraid of meeting him now. It's like there's kind of a level of respect that has been gained that not a lot of people are paying attention to yet, and they think it's just kind of like it's just there. Make sure to share this stream though. Let's get it out. Let's try to get some more people tuned in. Tune in, drop a chat, drop a like. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Kaggle TV, Kaggle V Old TV. I don't know. I'm just gonna call you Kaggle. Thanks for dropping the comments. I really appreciate that. Alright, guys, that's all I'm going to have for this stream for now. Thanks for tuning in, Cackle. I'm going to be live again later this afternoon. Make sure to tune in. We're going to be talking about more One Piece, more theories, more everything related to anime. Tune back in, and we'll get into it. Thanks for watching, guys.